scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. Scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm gonna pop it till I drop, cause I ain't dropping Miss Daisy. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I got a boast, I move like a ghost. Give them that Patrick Swayze's. All of them lost, they knew the cost. I chase them down, I'm the boss. Up in the circle, hitting that purple. If that don't work, maybe a perk. Well, Madison High, that is the spot where I get paid every raise. Sign on my checks with a big X, then get up out of my space. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. All of my shit, always legit, it's just what my mama gave me. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. Call it a win, once I begin, I'ma do it for my baby. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I am the one, hot like the sun, winning the races that pay me. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. Hitting the throttle, popping the bottle, pour it on top of like gravy. It's never a cap, winning the snap, and no one got nothing to say. I'm in every place, taking every race, nobody can get in my way. Tapping the brake, first to the take, I never knew how to die. Give all the rest, all of my best, all that it takes running dry. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. You think you know how this will go, don't be so goddamn hasty. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'll see you there, blood in the air, victory's gonna be tasty. Crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
The tracks you'd forgotten about
are the ones you love. Rewind Retro.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello and welcome everyone to Darlington Raceway tonight. The track too tough to tame in the SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Trucks Series round 20 tonight. And Wesley, we're in store for one heck of a race here. High tire wear, abrasive racetrack, hard to pass. And it is going to be a fun, impactful, crazy night tonight of racing. 110 laps here at Darlington.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be amazing to watch. Darlington, you knocked on it, high tire wear. It always grinds these tires up like no other. Not only that, it's throwback week. Not throwback week IRL anymore. That's no longer a main staple of the spring Darlington race. But guess what? We're going to continue the tradition over here. I'm ready to see some of these old school trucks throw down.
Yeah, the old school paint schemes in the trucks look beautiful, but here's some track and race details. So a 1.3 miles is the track length, kind of an odd egg shape here at Darlington. 110 laps, 40 to 45 laps of fuel. Now that's going to be interesting if they actually run that, or do they try to short pit. There's 3 sets of tires in the pits. We're in the nighttime as well, so the track won't be as abrasive as the day, Wesley, but it's still going to be very abrasive.
Oh, it's still going to be abrasive. It's basically a cheese grater out there along the track when it comes to your tires. And just throughout the run, these trucks are going to get looser and looser, and eventually we might see someone slide out.
Yeah, trouble spot turn 2 tonight, without a doubt. But I think we have to look at our point standings, though, Wesley, before we get into this race. Oh, I'm sorry. Point standings, James Mullins will be taking the points lead, Wesley, but Blair Holloman's hanging with him there. He is going to be those two are going to be mano a mano until the final race of this season, I think.
I completely agree with you. It's James versus Holloman. Prohl, he's got about 50 or so, not about 50, he's got about 60 points further back from Blair. So it's almost like a 2-horse race. It's just how long is it going to take for them to get around Michael Tucker?
I'd say 2-3 more races max, and I think Michael's going to actually start, falling through the standings. But yes, let's get to our keys to the race tonight here at Darlington Raceway. Wesley, first and foremost, run the fence and earn that Darlington stripe. So coveted here at Darlington. The Darlington stripe, you'll see him out here. I'm sure they got him in qualifying tonight. I'm sure they'll get him in this warm-up session, and we'll see him probably on lap 1. You'll see guys hit that outside wall and leave the famous Darlington stripe. But the fence is where you make speed and can also end your night as well. So very important key to the race there.
Yeah, and we already touched on it as well with the tire management and how much this track actually shreds tires. And you're going to look for a lot amount of fall off. So short bit, and you mentioned it, might be a little bit of a key. Got drivers out there on old 30-lap tires. You pit about 2-3 laps before them, you might make up several seconds on them.
Oh, without a doubt, the tire fall off and the undercut is big, but the overcut could also be big tonight. And the last key of tonight's race, track position and restarts. I tell you what, track position at Darlington, when you have the race lead, it is awesome, Wesley. It's driving the racetrack. You don't have to worry about all the chaos, the dirty air, and the possibility of wrecks and restarts. Restarts are going to be big here, 2x2 into turns 1 and off of 2 especially is absolutely treachery. Even in 3 and 4, it's super tight, and it can end up in calamity over there as well. But those are the keys to tonight's race at Darlington Raceway. And I think one more thing before we get gridded up here, Wesley, let's make our race picks for this evening's race at Darlington Raceway. I'm going to go James Mullins. I've been 2 for 2 the last 2 weeks, Wesley, on my picks from Snyder and Mullins, or the last 2 times we've raced, and I'm going to go for 3 for 3 tonight.
Well, I mean, Mullins is always smart. He's good at tire management and stuff, but I'm going to go with the 40 of Colton Gardner. He's the one that's been teaching me to try to get my tire management under control. And he's a little bit hungry. He loves this track, and he's going out for that checkered.
Well, a great pick there, Wesley and Colton Gardner. And Kobe, who do you got here for tonight?
Good evening, gentlemen. I felt like wearing a new pair of shoes today. Failing to be able to get to the shoe shop, I decided I'd do the next best thing and pick a car out of the Ram field. I've gone with Kyle Westwood for multiple reasons. A, he's a TW driver, my affiliation with TW. He's in a Ram, and he's not doing too bad for himself in the quali. So they're 3 good reasons. Over to you guys, because I think we're about to grid.
Yeah, we're about to get to the grid. Thank you, Kobe. But yeah, Colton Gardner, I saw that throwback paint scheme, Wesley. That thing's going to look sick when I see it on the racetrack here in a bit, because I am so excited for throwbacks. I understand why they got rid of throwback in real life, but man, it is such a shame to not see as many cool paint schemes.
I mean, I'm also highly biased towards that truck as well for personal reasons, but I'm excited. Not only for his, but some of the rest of these trucks are just looking clean for tonight.
And talk about the starting grid for tonight's race. Well, there you go, Wesley. 1 and 2 in the points, or what will be 1 and 2 in the points. Holloman and Mullins on the front row tonight. You can't strip that any better. Back at row 2, Dakota Ramsell in 3rd. Christian Strader, some fast cats there in the 2nd row. Back here in row 3, Jordan Sailors in the Mountain Dew throwback. I love that throwback. Kyle Westwood in that Mopar car. That's a good looking truck as well in the Ram. Back here, Tyler Cheney. I saw that Kyle Busch throwback to the Traxxas car. I thought that was awesome. Lilith Peters, that's a nice throwback. I'm not sure what it's throwback to, but it's a nice looking truck out there in the 8th spot. Scott Healy in the 9th spot, and Michael Madden running his typical paint in 10. Back here in 11th, Heath Snyder in the 29. Art Nicotera in 12. Drew Prohl will start 13th. Sean Block 14th. Tyler Rouse in 15th. And then Jared Hayes in his what is really a weekly throwback in 16th. 17th is Joseph DuPont, Tommy Larkin 18. And rounding out the top 20 for tonight's race, Noah Walters and Andrew Nagy. I love that throwback from Nagy.
Going back to row 11, we got James Staples. Look at that Kellogg's truck. That is an absolute beauty. 22nd starting to his outside, Garrett Johnston. 2030, you're going to have Daniel Dow to his outside, Connor Fuge. Back on to row 13, we got Jaco Phillips, his outside, JP Jones in 26th. 27th, we're going to find pair of teammates, Robert Lewis and Jacob Barker. One more row back, row 15, Jeremy Clapper Newell and Hunter Hughes. Then rounding out the field, row 16, teammates once again, Colton Gardner and Christopher Fuge.
And what a starting grid. 32 trucks tonight, Wesley, here at Darlington. So much history. And this place is just so old. It's one of the oldest tracks on NASCAR circuit. And we're going to add a little bit more history tonight with the SSRL Truck Series tonight. Blair Holloman, James Mullins on the front row. You look back there, Dakota Ramsel, Christian Strader on the second row. Who's going to add their name to the history books tonight, Wesley, in the SSRL Truck Series? Which throwback is the best out there? We're about to find out here. The flagman has the green flag in hand, and we are racing in the Lady in Black.
Yes, it is, and great start by everyone. Last night in the Master Series, we saw people try to punch the throttle, and they got loose into other cars and into the wall. All these trucks kept it straight. There was no real wiggle, and already Dakota Ramsdale slides past Mullins getting into second.
Some slight contact off of 2. Pretty clean, though. No tire spin, no contact off 2. All in all, pretty clean. Darling, oh, someone's around. 3 and 4, that's, I can't tell who that is. Oh, he's around, the 64. No caution, he's off on the racetrack on the bottom of the track. Scott Healy, that is. I couldn't tell which. Oh, it's off the race. Oh, there's the caution flag. So at Darlington, sometimes if you're off the racing groove in those top 3 lanes, the caution doesn't come out. That was a lot. I think he slid himself, then he got finished off. Or maybe he got help from Michael Madden there. Hard to tell. Oh, he got help. Yeah, Scott Healy with a great qualifying effort in the top 10. Haven't seen him race in a while. Yeah, he just kind of gets driven over here. You know, watch, yeah. Kind of like reminiscence of what Denny Hamlin did to Eric Jones Sunday. Just kind of a miscalculation, kind of a stack up, and I think he had it saved. Yeah, he had it saved. And then Nagy just can't check up in time. That's just so hard to get woe down there, and you can't really see anything. It's a really tough place to be, but I was just ragging on him for doing a great job through 1 and 2 at Darlington, and then we get a wreck in 3 and 4, Wesley.
Yeah, and Darlington, you kind of mentioned it earlier. It's a little bit of a weird track. It's 1.3 miles in an egg shape. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, completely different profiles on the turns, and creates for this interesting dynamic and such where 1 and 2, you can kind of just get through lifting off and letting the car roll. But going into 3 and 4, make sure you hit the brakes a little bit, and you really got to watch how close and bunched up those trucks will be, especially on a restart.
And Scott Healy basically just burned a set of tires right there, spinning out, so that's going to hurt him for unless he takes a tire set here, which you just don't want to do. So he's going to be at a disadvantage for the rest of this run. Caution lap 1, as the comments are saying, so it begins. That's Darlington's begun, and it's taking its first victim tonight. Scott Healy, victim not of the track, but of Michael Madden. Oh man, look at all these beautiful paint schemes.
I was about to say, already trucks into pit road.
I would say fuel. I wouldn't say tires. Obviously, we ran like half a lap, so just probably topping off on fuel. And that looks like what everyone's doing. Just going to top off on fuel. Colton Gardner, Scott Healy, who obviously just got dumped. I think that's a throwback, Wesley, but I can't place my head on what it is. It might not be.
Healy 68.
64.
Or 64. My bad. I don't see anything on it.
Well, it's a good looking paint scheme though, either way.
It is. It's very nice looking.
Everyone brought the stuff tonight, even if you don't have a throwback. We got to have a good paint for the throwback race at least. You got to make that truck look good. And Dakota Ramsel in second, he might not have a throwback, but that truck always looks good in that Toyota Tundra. Same with James Mullins. They don't need to change their paint scheme.
No, especially whenever they're running up front, it always looks good.
Oh, they look the best up front. And you mentioned that egg shape a minute ago, Wesley, but man, I've always felt like I hate this track. I mean, I do pretty well here sometimes, and then I just don't like driving it. It's so different in every corner, and it's so hard to pass here, Wesley, and you can only really do it in 3 and 4 cleanly, because off of 2 is just so scary, Wesley, and it gets that bump with the new pavement. It's just a very treacherous racetrack in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 is like a slower, tighter radius, and it's a lot of manage there, and that's probably why you saw the accordion effect with Michael Madden there in the 15 and Scott Healy.
I'm the complete opposite of you. I actually quite like Darlington with how different the corners are and how they feel. Like you said, though, that bump on the exit of 2 is extremely dangerous, and 1 and 2 only has kind of the one line that everything kind of naturally gravitates to, so it's really hard to keep it too wide through 1 and 2. If you do, you're going to be losing a lot of time.
Yeah, it's no doubt the best track. It's the most rewarding racetrack when it's going your way, and it's the most frustrating when it's going the other way. But back off goes the pace truck. Blair Holloman with the pole. He's going to lead him again to the restart zone. This time it's under his command. In that throwback 32, the flagman has the flag in hand, and green flag back out, lap 5. And a much better launch from Blair Holloman that time.
It is. He's automatically going to be clear. Ramsdell, he's just fine and sitting in second. And then right there, you kind of see it. I mean,
he's up
they're
the hill,
keeping it pretty well. Oh, and caution further back as well.
Yeah. Saw Colton Gardner all the way on the apron there, maybe avoiding the wreck. So we've not made it past turn 3 tonight. I don't see anyone really around. They might have kept it straight. The 7 of Noel back here. He was not back here, so he might have been the car that got sideways. I don't think he was this buried. That looks like the Corey LaJoy throwback from when he raced it. Let's take a look here. Deep in the field, running outside the top 25. You see Jeremy Noel there. Oh, he gets put in the fence. And Hunter Hughes just kind of...
And a little assistance.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something where you lift at Darlington. The long race, you just don't want to tear up trucks like that. And that's where you just gotta, the give and take in 1 and 2, Wesley. That's something that it's got to be a lot of give and a lot more giving, right? Not a lot of taking here so early. You gotta give the room on this kind of racetrack. Gotta let guys go. Gotta give them as much space as you can, and that means also lifting sometimes.
Yeah, Darlington. You talk about give and take. How everybody's kind of aggressive and all they want to do is take. You try to take too much at Darlington, it's called the Lady in Black for a reason. The track too tough to tame as well have points. That's why if you get too aggressive, too greedy, you're going to end up in the wall. You might end up out of the race.
Yeah, it's something where you just got to kind of risk assessment. Like we have 112 to go still once we get across the start finish line, or 102 to go, excuse me. Like we don't really need to be that aggressive, and I think that was just kind of an accordion effect right there, but we calm it down here. We've had some back-to-back yellows here, Wesley, but that's just kind of Darlington. The race kind of can be. It gets chaotic, and once we get strung out, we'll see some green flag running here. It tends to go that way at Darlington. Either a few cautions, and we'll have a big, long green flag run, then probably a few more cautions, and another long run. But great start for Blair Holloman. He's led them all. Not put a foot wrong on the restart zone.
No, and he's having great restarts, which is really helping him out as well. And it helps when you are the control car because you get to choose when to go. Everybody else has to react to you. But even then, he's not spinning the tires. He's not sliding the truck around and just keeping it pointed straight, keeping the power on the pavement and allowing him to stay out front.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, this track, excuse me, in the restart zone, super slick. It's super slippery, especially on the bottom for whatever reason. I mean, if you're the control car on the bottom, I always feel like it's really slippery. But you want to be on the bottom for turns 1 and 2, so you can kind of, if someone does stay on your inside or outside, you can just kind of shove them up their hill a little bit and not give them the room off exit of 2, so they have to kind of back out. You don't want to have the bad restart on the outside to be the leader and then give that guy in second the possibility to do what I just told you there, Wesley. So that's kind of why you see a lot of guys pick the bottom here. But the top can work if you roll it right and everyone races clean. Oh, it might be a throwback to Casey Kane's Everham cars. So, okay. I do like Casey Kane throwbacks. I'm a big Casey Kane guy. He's a cool guy. When I was a fan of him in my younger days. Not that I'm all that old, Wesley. We're going to go back racing here, though, at Darlington. Green flag. Back out, and Blair Holloman with another good launch.
And there you kind of see some trucks got a little bit of a wiggle in them as they were getting back into the gas.
We're 2x2 for second. Strader trying to put the pressure on Dakota Ramsell. He's going to give right there. See, he give. And we made it through the corner. Sean blocks in the wall hard off of 2. And we have a wreck, I think. Staples around in front of the field. Big run off of 2. Big wreck off of corner number 2. Hunter Hughes trying to... And another caution. What is that? Michael Waltrip, 49. Of Christopher Fuge. Connor Fuge right ahead of him. Yeah, I saw... I can't tell. Whoever got on the outside fence there came back and turned Staples, that beautiful Kellogg's throwback, into the... right in front of the field. There's Jeremy Noel at the back of this, and it's going to happen up ahead of him. Middle of the pack somewhere, I think. Yeah, Sean Block gets in the outside wall, and he just kind of bounces off it, and he gets run over, too. The 5, another Kellogg's car, throwback, from Jacob Barker. Gets spun around there. Yeah, big calamity off of 2 here, Wesley. At the back, too. So let's watch. Sean Block just kind of gasses up mid-corner, I think, here. Yeah, just kind of gasses her too much. Doesn't get off it.
Gas is up.
Oh, that's netcode. That's netcode bad. Oh, that netcode was bad. He didn't even touch him. Yeah, he was like a whole foot off. If you want to watch it again, Wesley, like watch it when they make contact. I don't think there was any bit of contact with the 00 and the 24 Staples. And watch it off too here. See, 00's gonna get in the fence right there. Yeah, there wasn't even contact. I mean, there probably would have been contact, but never know. iRacing just took it in their own hands with the net code. That's pretty bad case of net code there. That's unfortunate, though. Either way, Sean Block probably caused the yellow getting into the wall off, too. And we have not made a single lap under green yet, Wesley.
Yeah, the race control, they've changed it to single foul restarts now as well, trying to at least get some green flag running in.
Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. I was wondering if we were going to do that. And I didn't want that to happen. But unfortunately, with how Darlington is sometimes, kind of forces race control's hands. I'll talk about another interesting point. There's only 3 Fords in the entire field, Wesley. No one runs the F-150 in this. In the SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Trucks
Series. Not since Ram came out.
Yeah. There's a few. There's not. I mean, there's a lot of green out there, I see, but still a lot of Chevys and a lot more Toyotas than I remember there being. Toyotas have vasted up. Yeah, look at all those Rams. Wow. Got a lot of these all new. There's no loyalty anymore, Wesley. You know what I mean? There's no manufacturer loyalty anymore. Where is it at these days?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I mean, I've never driven the same manufacturer for a car I've ever driven, so I guess I can't really talk. I owned a Chrysler, and then I owned a Subaru, and then I own a Ford, so I guess I'm no one to talk. Ready to get some green flag running in, though, here, Wesley. Tell you what, ready to watch who has the good trucks in the long run, short run. All these restarts are not working out for James Mullins. Remember, started on the front row, down to 6th. And we've only really made it through 1 and 2, and here we go. Pace truck's going to pull off. Blair Holloman will have no one side by side with him this time. I'll have a single file restart. Everyone on the top lane of the racetrack. Into the restart zone. Here we go. Green. And the stack up there for third. Christian Strader did not get going.
I was about to say, wheel spin from the 07. Going to back up the pack just a little bit, but cleaner runs through 1 and 2 as we see.
Yeah, Ramsell looking off 2 for the lead as the racing further back looks a lot more orderly. 1 car 2x2. Everyone else single file. Daniel Dow out there looking back. Everyone else single file into 3. Strader wrapping the bottom. The 03, the 32 in front of him. Running the top in the middle. Oh, car around. Keeps it straight. Jordan Saylor is the man in the top 5.
And that
everyone
truck's, he's
avoids
got
him.
some damage. He's really slowed down the pit straight.
Yeah, he got hit. He hit the wall hard. He tank slapped it with the right rear, then the right front caved in. He's going to see if it's really bad or not in 1 and 2 here. So the 7's down pit road, maybe a drive-through penalty or something. Yeah, black flag for the drive-through, perhaps. Here comes Blair Holloman, then off of 4. Right where that 88 had his moment. Contact or not, he got into the outside wall, and Blair Holloman continues to lead on lap, 15. Now we can kind of get settled in here, Wesley, and see who has the truck for the long haul. So we're really spread out, actually. We're pretty spread out. That wreck also, I think, kind of spread everyone out a little bit with the 88. Kind of spooked everyone.
I think it did. Everybody's like, I think everybody's a little bit tired of the cautions at the start. They're like, okay, back it down. We know we can be rowdy. Let's run some green.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think everyone's kind of, and you see the 7 there. He's 2 laps down. Art Nicotero is a lap down as well in 31st. So he will not be in the position for the free pass either. So that's a tough start to the race for the 7. For his sake, he wants more yellows. Blair Holloman up here leading the race, though. We got side-by-side battles back there, deeper in the pack in the top 10, I think, though. Holloman just kind of setting sail so far in the 32 truck. Caution flag. Caution on the speedway. Well, we had a run there, at least. And I think it might have been right in that gaggle of... Oh, the 7. That's not good. Yeah, he's got a meatball. That engine's... Yeah, Jeremy Newell has had an interesting race. There's the 01. Oh, wow.
Oh.
And Michael Madden, an innocent bystander. I guess that's what that's what Michael gets for wrecking Healy. I don't know what the 01's doing. Maybe the 7 comes down. Either way, why is the 7 in the middle of the racetrack, I guess? I have to see what happened off 4 there. See why the 7's in the middle. Oh, yeah, the 7 has a big moment off.
Better run than him.
Yeah, so he splits at 3, and if you're the 7, you're 2 laps down, probably just bail out here, you think, or at least run the top. Yeah, the 7 comes down. I mean, the 01 comes up a little bit, but the 7 comes down. Already 2 laps down for Jeremy Noel, and a bad night just ended, so I don't think that truck's going to get any faster or probably get fixed, Wesley. I think that truck's done for the night.
I've got no idea.
I think
with the meatball, I think it's going to be parked for the night, put her on the hauler.
Yeah, start driving it back to North Carolina, back to the race shops. That's unfortunate, though, Wesley. We might see some guys play with some tires. We finally had a run, but I wouldn't. I mean, just save the sets. You only have 3 in the pits. Maybe top off on fuel. I wouldn't mind seeing that from some guys out back. Jeremy's hit everything a pace car. Well, don't count out yet. We still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I would say more than likely we're going to see guys mainly doing gas only, maybe a 2-tire stop to see how well it will work. As I'm saying that, I'm actually being proved wrong.
You got some guys taking 4, Wesley?
There's some guys taking 4 that I believe, or guys just repairing damage, so why not go ahead and take 4?
Yeah, I mean, if you spun out, I mean, why not, right? If it goes green, it'll work for you. If it goes green. Definitely don't want to be that one guy that doesn't have a set of tires, though, in the pits. If we have a late yellow or have a... Not even a late yellow, but a yellow near the end of the race, say 20 to go, you'll just get eaten up. Trying to get a rhythm in here, Wesley. Trying to get this race underway. We've clicked off 20 laps, but I mean, it's been a very long 20 laps.
It has indeed been a very long 20 laps.
And Lilith Peters was in the 01 there. I couldn't remember which car that was who was involved in that wreck. Sorry. So we have 27 cars on the lead lap now, Wesley. We've knocked them off. We haven't even gotten into traffic. I think we'll get a green flag run this time, Wesley. This is the time. Yeah, if we're averaging... So we have 4 cautions. We're having a caution every 5 laps. That's not a good... Well, that's not good right now. Either way, Blair Holloman looking good up front. I know you see some guys in the chat cheering on Blair. And here we go, Wesley. We're going to unleash these trucks again. Let's see if this time we can get a long green flag run. We're going to go green flag racing with 89 laps to go. And Blair Holloman launches off the restart zone. And goodbye, everyone else. 32 gone and away. Pretty orderly through 1 and 2 so far. Holloman with the race lead. Ramsell in second. Strader third. Mullins. Tyler Cheney and that Kyle Busch throwback in 5th. Some side-by-side racing back there further in the back of the pack.
And everybody kept it off the wall and on the exit of 2, which is what you want to see. That's really, we talked about it. It's a high point to earn your Darlington stripe is either the exit of 2 through 1 and 2 or through 3 and 4. At least on the right side. You can get on the left side whenever you spin down off of one of the corner exits.
Yeah, I don't think you want that left side, though. Jared Hayes in the wall off of 2 pretty hard. He'll get his Darlington stripe right there if you guys haven't gotten one yet. You see Blair Holloman wrapping the bottom here, not running the faster lane in the high line. Running these trucks, it might be the bottom lane. I'm not quite sure. In 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is all very finicky. It can be either or. That tracks this Kyle Busch scheme right on the back of James Mullins here. He wants to get going. Have to set it up off of 2, though. We got a little tight.
And the setup off of 2 is how you get your move into 3 done. You can really take advantage whenever somebody has a moment. And that just gives you that speed. And then you want to put it. I don't know where you'd want to put it through 3 and 4. There's kind of 3 different lanes you can choose to take throughout the turn. You've got the high side wall, which is basically running the fence all the way around. You can kind of dime the corner. Or if you know you can run and your truck will stick.
Oh, Jared Hayes.
You can even put it below the white hashes.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things here. You could even diamond it, sail it off into the corner, and diamond it back on the bottom of the racetrack. That's tight there. Jordan Sailors and Jared Hayes. Sailor's going to clear up. It looks like that 88 truck's not too destroyed from that damage right here in 3 and 4. We're off of 4 where he slapped the wall real hard. A Dale Jr. throwback. Looks real good out there, though. That's a good-looking paint. I do miss those Mountain Dew cars. Here comes Mullins up to 3rd. That's going to be a big gaggle of cars. Up for some really high spots in the order. Top 5. So Mullins up to 3rd. Tyler Cheney up to 4th. Strader on the back way. Backwards through the field, and he's under pressure from Kyle Westwood and company back there.
And we're kind of getting into our little bit of a cluster packs of racing and battling. You've got this right here all the way around Christian Strader.
Yeah, on the fence there, trying to keep it off the 29. Whoa, Sailors off of 2. Oh, we're wrecking off of 2. Multiple trucks involved.
Jones, Hughes, Nagy.
5th caution of the night. I saw the 21 sideways getting spun off too. I don't know if that was contact or getting loose. Yes, Tyler Rouse behind him. Oh, that's loose.
Oh, he lost it.
Oh, and he gets.
And then maybe just a little bit of help.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, and Andrew Nagy didn't do anything wrong there. Neither did Hunter Hughes. Oh, that's hard contact with Hunter Hughes. Sean Block avoiding. Connor Fuge back there avoiding all that. It's just a lot going on here off of 2, Wesley.
It really is. That bump plays so much of a factor on how your truck can handle, because you hit it wrong, and there's a way to hit it right a little bit, but you hit it wrong and you're off for a sailing trip.
Oh, Ramsell down pit road, though, Wesley. That's interesting to see. Dakota Ramsell down pit road, P2 runner. I'm assuming that's for tires, so, I mean, that's an interesting call, Wesley. We haven't seen very much green flag running to actually take those tires as being an advantage. I mean, there's enough there where he'll have a pretty decent advantage. But he'll be down to 2 sets now. There's about 80 laps to go, so I mean that's a big risk here. Pretty early in the race. Yeah, Christopher Fuge in the wall pretty hard as well. Unfortunate for Chris. There's a lot of incidents that, I mean, a lot of this isn't even the guy who started like getting involved. It's the guys who didn't do anything wrong who are getting wrecked, right, Wesley? That's like the most frustrating thing. You didn't do anything wrong, and you're getting caught up in someone else's mess that you weren't even involved in. That's just kind of how auto racing goes. Sorry.
I was about to say, that's kind of the sad part of racing is there are points like what you said. You didn't do anything. You were just an innocent bystander and end up collected. You might have to go park it for the rest of the race. You're on pit road for several minutes trying to get repairs done to where your car can actually somewhat drive.
Yeah, it's probably the most frustrating thing in sim racing, and I'm sure in real life. I've only done a little bit of the real life stuff, but it's the most frustrating thing in the world to have your race impacted in any way by anyone else. And I'm sure everyone out here that's been involved in a wreck tonight will tell you that very, very vividly, and they'll tell you it very clearly. Interesting to see though. So Dakota Ramsdale comes out 20th after it's all said and done in the 03 truck. So he's going to have to climb a good amount of ways though, Wesley, to get back up to running P2. See if that's the right call.
That's where it's going to be hard. He's got fresh tires, you're right. We've ran maybe, I'd say, 10 laps under green, if even. And it might play a little bit of an advantage. It was worth a gamble, I'd say, but with how high up in the order he was, it might actually be more of a hindrance.
Yeah, is it worth the gamble when you're running P2? Not really the place to gamble. But if you want to beat the man who's led them all so far, about to be 30, you got to do something different. Blair Holloman in the restart zone, single file, and we're green flag racing yet again. Holloman with another good launch, Wesley. Off into corner number 1 and 2. Mullins, though, right in his wheel tracks. Not someone he wants to see back there in the 60 truck. Wants to gain a big heap of points. Not going to be a big heap, but every point matters.
Yeah, as the 32, you don't want to see the 60 near you. You definitely don't want to see him in front of you. Oh. But Mullins, as you said when you chose him, this track might be his type of style where it's that degradation and all you need to do is conserve your tire.
It's that old school mentality, too, I think that he has, is that, hey, like, it's pretty early. I don't need to push right now. I don't need to make moves that are super aggressive. I don't need to, you know, overdrive my car and shine blocks in the wall hard again off too. I think someone else is in the wall back there as well.
I think that was more them dodging to make sure they weren't in a wreck.
Yeah, a lot of wall contact though. It's not good for your right side of the truck, which is so important in the truck. A lot of right side side
downforce comes from.
Yeah, you can't damage it. It's probably the worst part of the truck to damage. Second to probably, or the hood's probably the next worst thing with the splitter. We're going to keep it green, though, so far. 2x2 further back, single file out, and for most of the top 15. DuPont and Lark looking to go side by side, maybe off of the exit of 4. Not quite. And Lark didn't try to take advantage, and the man behind him will try. Can't quite tell who that is. Well, his son. His son's in a very interesting spot right now. Going to go 2x2, though. Not quite off of 2. They know the risks. We're getting a little give there, Wesley. We did a little giving.
A little bit of giving. You kind of want to do it, especially at this point. And I think that was Garrett Johnson that Lark was side by side with through 1 and 2 there. And here comes Mullins.
To the inside, and I think Blair's not going to fight that too hard. No, he doesn't. He's going to give it up. And look at the 54, the Kyle Busch throwback scheme. He's looking like Kyle Busch right now, driving through the field, right on the back bumper of that 32. So the 32 is, he has to make a decision. Do I make the move for the lead, or do I just sit here and get a move made on me for second? Well, he didn't do either. He kind of just gave it to him. Well, maybe not. And a nice axle view here. Or rear spring.
Holloman holds on to second, but Tyler Cheney, he's going to have a run down here through the front stretch, send it up the inside. Holloman, he's not going to back out that time. 54 has to let off.
That was almost a wrecked race car for both of those guys. And that was a little bit more given. That was almost a wreck right there. Whoa, one car sideways back there. That white car off of 2 in front of Drill Pro. I think that's Christian Strader. Jaco Phillips now. And look at Scott Healy. Remember the lap 1 yellow got dumped by Michael Madden? Well, here he is inside the top 6, or 7, excuse me. Trying to get to the top 6. Got the preferred line, though, into turn 1.
77 of Phillips, he's going to stay right there beside, and now it's going to be tight through the middle of the turn.
Yeah, Healy backed out there. Didn't want to make contact with the left rear. I mean, the top lane's preferred, but you can make the pass on the bottom because you can kind of force guys to lift if they don't want to wreck or hit the wall. It's definitely the way you want to pass in 1 and 2. It's a lot safer to pass in 1 and 2 on the bottom as well. Car in the wall, though, I think that's Christian Strader again having issues. And we're looking 3 wide into 1. That's not going to work out.
That's definitely not working.
Oh, that's not going to work out. And Sailors as well. Caution again. Yeah, we knew as soon as that happened, Wesley, that was not going to work out. And so Lark in front of him checks up the 66, and I just... Yeah, that's all Jordan Sailor. He just oversends it. But I mean, the 66 was sliding up anyways. He didn't get taken out anyways.
He was sliding up and he was going.
Well, look at Dakota Ramsell here.
Well.
Does he get damaged? Does Dakota Ramsell get damaged? That's a question. If the 03 has any contact there. Wonder if our guys in chat that are good friends. Oh, hey, it looks clean. It looks all good. Yeah, that's something where we just don't need to be doing that on lap 38. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't need to be going 3 wide when we've had this many yellows. I mean, the 88's obviously a fast truck, or was. He just killed it. But, I mean, there's no reason to do that if your truck's that good. He's going to end the race now with a pretty bent-up race truck now. Either way, we're going to see a lot of takers this time. That might be where Dakota Ramsell stays out this time to get back the race lead, or get to the race lead. Drew Prohl stays out. So that Ford dart to the right. Some others out back stay out as well. Maybe took tires on the last caution.
Yeah, Ramsdale, Barker, Hayes, Robert Lewis, they all went in during the caution prior, took their tires, and now they're kind of showing like, hey, we've now got the track position. So if they can hold on to it, might be a little bit of trouble for the 32 and the 60.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with only like 3 or 4 laps. I mean, 3 or 4 laps is a good amount of tire wear anywhere, especially here in the truck. But, I mean, it's not a bad gamble. I mean, it worked out in the real-life Cup race for like Suarez and Chris Buescher before he wrecked himself, basically, for not calling pit road, or Reddick murdered him. But yeah, we see 6 trucks out. I don't know if all of them are on the lead lap or not, but 6 trucks on the racetrack. Yeah, they're all on the lead lap. Robert Lewis, Hayes, Gardner, Barker, Ramsell, and Prohl. I don't think Prohl's made a pit stop yet tonight, unless I'm mistaken. Wow, okay, so he's saving a set here. I mean, he might, no doubt this is not 40 laps of green on the tires, otherwise he would be going backwards fast, but probably a good 20 laps of green, maybe 15. We've had a lot of yellows tonight. I'm not sure how many exactly. Here we go. We've had 16 laps of yellow flag, make that 17 this time by. So, yeah, it's what, 24 laps on the tires of green, or 23?
23.
Yeah, 23 laps of green flag running. Not at all, I think, I mean, it's a lot, right? Especially with restart running. But I don't think it's all that big a deal. Robert Lewis has 20 on his tires, and he probably has like 5 to 10 of actual racing on him. And these guys back here, the 03, I think they're in the best spot. The 03, the 5, the 40, the 69 of Jared Hayes. Those guys are in a pretty good spot here, especially with single file restarts, Wesley. That's another factor in all this.
It is going to factor in. I completely agree with you. And as the issue is they've got Mullins and Holloman right behind them with not much cushion. If you really wanted like to say that, hey, I'm gonna hold them up or I might have a chance here, I'd say they'd want probably closer to 10, 11 cars that are out with them.
Oh yeah, I mean if you want to go for the lead, but not all these guys are racing for the lead, Wesley. Some of them are racing to get some track position. But here we go, green flag out. Drew Prohl for the first time tonight is leading laps under green at Darlington. Dakota Ramsell in second yet again. And this is times where that patience is a virtue here. Mullins immediately to the inside of Robert Lewis to get that spot. Gardner to the inside of the 5 of Barker to get third. See car
way down on the apron.
That's Tommy Lark. Gardner to the inside there, back there for third. It's a big hornet's nest back here. You see Mullins on the fresh tires. That's Jared Hayes on the top outside of him. Gardner wants to get third from Jacob Barker. She couldn't quite complete the pass on Jacob. Jared Hayes contact
lets Mullins
with Holloman.
easily through.
Holloman and Hayes made contact, came down. Whoa!
Tyler Cheney sliding.
What a save off of 2. Loses spots and definitely overheated the tires though, Wesley. That's the unfortunate part. Well, he might get him back because Jared Hayes in the fence on the old tires. Whoa, and Jared Hayes gets wrecked. The 77 did not lift. Puts the 69 hard into the wall. That's a bit much. I just don't think the 77 lifted at all. Yeah, so the 69, he's on older tires here. He's getting swallowed up. Yeah, he just does not lift. Yeah, I don't care for that. And maybe get a different angle. I'm not sure, but that's unfortunate. Either way for the 69. And Mullins is actually lost position on Holloman somehow.
Yeah, he got a little bit wiggly off of 2 and allowed Holloman to get to his inside and pass him going through 3.
And here comes Holloman to the inside of Gardner. It's going to be a tough pass, though. Oh, can he slide him up? That's going to be tough. He does.
Should
Gardner
be cleared.
Is Gardner going to protect the bottom here? No, not quite. Mullins going to be there. Jacob Barker loose mid-corner. Holloman has to check up. Cheney to the inside
the
of
wall
Gardner.
a little bit.
Yeah, Cheney was barreling through there. Here's Scott Healy in the 64 truck. Winner this year. Hasn't raced in quite some time. Barker up there still holding up fast race cars. Barker in the fence, though. He's not holding up many more.
No, he's letting the 40 come to his inside.
Got a car on his strategy, too, so you don't want to be behind cars on your strategy first and foremost. As Drew Prohl continues to lead this race, though, Wesley. And here's Jacob Phillips to the inside of Colton Gardner. Here's Holloman.
It's really just that new tires kind of just showing right now how easily they're getting past these guys that stayed out. Even though it's about 10 lap difference, it's still so easy to see.
And Barker in the wall again. I think they're also just panicking a little bit on old tires, right? They're just kind of, the pressure's getting to them that they're getting past, and they want to overdrive it when the car just doesn't have that grip. And Holloman battling for second, though, further up the field. He's not battling. He cleared second. Dakota Ramsell, not much older tires and a really good truck, but doesn't matter. Tires are king at Darlington, and Drew Prohl is, beating all the odds, to be honest. I can't believe he's still in the race lead.
Mullins, he made it through on Ramsdale, tight with Cheney in the 03.
And Cheney's
Clears
right
up.
with these guys, even with that big moment. Scott Healy's running with them, too. Even Jacob Phillips in that 77, he's kind of following these guys. Kind of a gap to the race for the lead. Prohl and Holloman got it off of 4 there.
Holloman had a great run through 3 and 4.
Ooh, Prohl into the fence. Cheney trying to take advantage. Ramsdale
through, allows Ramsdale through as well. You're gonna have the 77 Bo Phillips. He's gonna have a run on the 03.
Clearing probably off of 4 here, yeah. Just the grip there. You see the tires. There's so much more grip. It's a good job, though, from Gardner, Prohl and Ramsell. They've done a good job, though, keeping their track position. So, especially Prohl. I mean, he has a set on the field, so that's a big one to watch for Prohl with that set in the pits. And we've ran enough laps here, Wesley, where you're going to have to take a set of tires if we have another yellow.
Not just that, but even with all the cautions, Prohl, he's going to be needing to look to pit soon, I would think.
Oh, yeah, fuel. That's a good point. Well, we've ran like 20 laps under yellow, though, so that's probably like 10 laps under green. 2 caution laps, usually a lap, and if he's saving a lot, he actually might have a lot of fuel here. And then maybe we'll go green at the end, so, it's not out of realm of possibility. These guys tend to have some green flag runs after flew of yellows early in the race. Tyler Cheney's actually gotten passed by Scott Healy in the 64, so Healy moving on to the podium here. Gardner's up the track again on old tires. Getting passed by Snyder now. Outside the top 10 now for Gardner.
And Lark, he's also going to look to possibly make a move this time around on the lap.
Ramsell on the outside getting passed by Johnston in the 66 truck. Remember, he was just involved with that wreck with the 88, so good rebound. No damage, really, for the 66 truck. Ramsell finally going to get by Prohl. Oh, that's tight off 4. With Daniel Dow and Drew Prohl, but Daniel Dow with the momentum on the high side. Gets by him and clear into turn 1. Kind of a quiet night so far for Daniel Dow, Wesley.
He's typically the maestro, giving us the greatest show ever to watch with how wicked and on the rails he runs.
Have a quiet night. That's what you need to do, though. Have quiet nights at Darlington. Don't have those kind of moments as Dakota Ramsell in the wall again. Down to the inside off of 4. That's a good job getting to the inside and diming it off the corner. Sail it off in here. Should be clear. Yeah, he's clear even before mid-corner. He's Snyder trying to follow him through. I think Lark's going to try and follow him through. Lark's trying, but got loose off exit. And he'll have to refight Drew Prohl. And look at the battling up here. Scott Healy past
Mullins.
We have a 5-truck battle for the race lead. Healy right on the back bumper of Blair Holloman. Holloman trying to keep the race lead. Holloman slides up a little bit. Diamonds the corner a bit more. Does the 64 truck. Mullins with some contact with
massive.
Phillip.
Yeah, I was about to say, massive moment from Mullins in the 60 off of 2. 77 is going to peak to his inside through 3 and 4. You've got Healy on the inside of Holloman. Holloman brushed the wall a little bit, but he's still right there at the quarter panel.
Yeah, Holloman trying to hold tough on the outside lane. Can he do it in 1 and 2, though? That's the really hard thing to do. He's there, but Healy shuts the door on him. Gives him no room. Makes him have to get out of
Mullins
gas.
is to the inside. Whoa, contact and wiggling from a lot of trucks. Tyler Cheney, he's going to get 2 off the exit.
Cheney working to the bottom of the racetrack. And now Mullins v. Healy. We've seen that battle before. It's ended in fireworks before this time. Excuse me. Many times this year. Cheney and Holloman side by side for 3rd. Holloman seems to have a great short run truck. Not as good of a long run truck though, Wesley.
Oh,
he's outside
moment out of the 54. That might have been the 77 in front of him.
Yeah, it was 77 in front of Blair Holloman there. Johnston's caught these guys too in the 66, so he's caught this battle with all the fighting and chaos. Snyder and Dow back there, 7th and 8th. Now they're going at it. Snyder to the inside of Dow. We've kind of calmed down here, but Daniel Dow Scott Healy and James Mullins are right on each other for the race lead right now. Holloman's really loose. It looks like that truck swung loose fast. Yeah, look at that rear end step out, Wesley. It's just not planted to the racetrack like he needs it to. Especially off of 4 and in the middle of 1 and 2. Seems where that truck's really struggling. As that 54 is finna win. There we got in chat. He's up there, looking good. Man, that 32 is so loose off of 2. Wesley and he's going to give up really the preferred line in 3 and 4. Here's Johnston.
Just going to concede it, which is honestly a smart call as well from Holloman. Don't fight it. Just don't race the other drivers. Race the track more importantly than anything.
That time it was Tyler Cheney up the road there, Wesley, who had the moment. But up front, it's two guys who are really the powerhouse. James Mullins, Scott Healy, 1 and 2, 64 and 60. Phillips and Cheney going out for third. Side by side back there for P3. Well, not anymore. Well, maybe it is. Here comes Johnson. Where did he come from, Wesley? He is on a charge. Not quite clear of Cheney.
I was going to say a little bit slideways off of 2. 54 still 2 is outside. The 66, is he going to throw it in? He does, and you see a massive wiggle from him as he slides up onto the track.
Yeah, Cheney kind of cut the nose a little bit in the corner. Johnston said, nah, I ain't doing that, and he sailed it off in there. Almost wrecked them both. They all keep it clean, though. Johnston this time looks to the outside, gets the run off of 4. Can he get it worked up? He has a really good truck right now. Look inside here into turn 1. Not quite. Nothing doing there. We continue to try to work on this 54 of Tyler Cheney. Jaco Phillips now up to third. In the 77. We haven't seen that 77 out here in a while, Wesley, as here comes the 66 down the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to run Tyler Cheney hard, try to make him make a mistake. Top lane is the preferred lane in 3 and 4. He's got to just stay on that quarter panel, though. Can't do it. Noah Walters in the top 10 in the 50 truck. Good run for the 50. As here we go for the lead again. Mullins and Healy off at 2. Mullins right on the back bumper.
He had a great run through 1 and 2. Oh, they both duck a little bit below the hashes.
Contact.
Into the wall. Both trucks a little sideways.
Oh, and there's some damage to both those trucks. Some history between these two, and Mullins shows the bumper. Car on pit road there. And James Mullins to the lead with some contact. Pretty early for contact, but like I said, Wesley, some history.
Yeah, I believe it was Auto Club where we saw those two get together for a race win earlier this year.
Indeed. Zach, this was my mind thought to immediately. Auto Club. And I mean, Healy did kind of put the block on him, and Mullins said, no, not doing that. And he just said, you're going up the racetrack, and that's it. Snyder passes Holloman now, so Snyder up to 6. Excuse me, that was a little bit of a voice crack. Johnston into the top 5. He's on the back bumper of Cheney. Phillips kind of in his own little world, a few tenths of a second up the road from that. And then the battle for the race lead is kind of calmed down now after the contact. But I think both those trucks have a little damage, Wesley. Not major. And there's Connor Fuge
nothing major at all, but there's probably some scuff marks, some tire marks, just all along those trucks.
Looks like Connor Fuge has some major damage in the 19. He did get in the wall a lot off of 2. It looks like he's calmed it down, though, in 1 and 2. On Connor's sake. He's the first car 1 lap down, though, so a caution does come out. He will get the free pass. We've kind of entered that point of the race where we've calmed down a little bit, Wesley, but Healy got past, got a bump and run, and he's not really gotten any worse than 5 tenths off of the race leader. Kind of hovering in that range. Here's Colton Gardner, 13th. He's dropped back outside the top 5, outside the top 10 now. Same with Drew Pearl, who's still on the racetrack, Wesley. 68 laps.
And you see Pearl, he's right in front of him. And I think he's just going to push that car till the end. Because at this point, we're at what? Around lap 68, 60, 67?
At 69 this time.
At this point, I'd say he's going to be clear once he pits.
Oh, Mullins, big moment. There's a lap truck behind Scott Healy with fresh tires. That's Andrew Nagy in the 99, 3 laps down. He wants to get one of those back. And that Carl Edwards throwback. Good looking truck. Starting to see the separation back. Oh, some racing. Cheney and Snyder back there for P5. Cheney was all over the place. Excuse me. All over the place off of 4. Here's the lap truck. Here's that battle. Blair Holloman's kind of stabilized in 7th. Snyder on the charge here in the long run. That truck usually good in the long run as well. Was really good last week on the long run. Probably the best long run truck at Vegas. So we work it through 1 and 2 on the racetrack. Such a difficult racetrack, Wesley. I love this place and hate it, but I mean, watching these drivers work is just so remarkable. It's just such a very interesting, hard track to drive.
It is, and you've seen that as the cars get loose off of 2, even loose off of 4. And Prohl's finally made it down pit road, so he's good to go to the end. I think the 40 he's in as well. So some of these guys that haven't pit yet and some of the guys that pit earlier on that caution around lap 28, they are coming in possibly for their final stop of the night at the 03 of Ramsdale. He's also onto pit road.
I can't see anyone, Wesley, making it 60-something laps. I mean, I know they have this run, but that's with a lot of yellows, like 30 laps.
They've only got to make it about 40.
Oh, yeah, I can't do math. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So Prohl's going to be on the freshest tires here after that they all cycle. And, oh, caution! Caution off of 2! Jordan Sailors, and that is such a shame for Drew Prohl. He'll take the wave around, but man, same with Colton Gardner. Jordan Sailor's involved in another one tonight. That's like the 3rd time he's been in one. Looks like it's all by his lonesome, too. And he gets high, gets into the wall, turns down the hill, right in front. Oh my gosh.
Just snap, save, snap, save, snap, snap, snap.
Yeah, finally, it doesn't look like no contact, but caution was flown. Fortunately, broke up the green flag running we had there. And it's going to give us a chance, though, to see Scott Healy and James Mullins right back next to each other. So I'm sure Scott's not too happy about what happened. That's a shame, though.
Either.
Oh, yeah. That's a shame, though, for Drew Prohl, who I think was on a really decent strategy there. He'll get the wave around, but he'll lose all that traction he worked hard for.
Yeah, and all the leaders right here, you're going to see them pit as well, so it's almost a dead equalizer.
Oh, I believe there'll be a free pass, and I believe it will be Connor Fuge, but I'm not sure. I believe Connor should get the free pass. He was the first. Yeah, he is the first car 1 lap down, so he'll get the free pass here. Some cars staying out.
Prohl's actually going to elect to come back onto pit road as well, so he's not going to get a wave around.
Wow, I don't. That's interesting. Was there a penalty or anything there? That would be like the only reason I'd see him coming back down pit road to serve it. It's intriguing, nonetheless, Wesley. Let's see who wins the battle off pit road. Holloman in the best spot on that #1 pit stall. There's going to be Scott Healy, Mullins, Phillips. Ooh, Mullins almost lost P2. Maybe speeding for the 77. That was tight. And much more better job on the pit box where most of that time, well, he had like a 14 compared to a 15-second pit stop from Mullins and Healy. So Scott Healy back to the lead. That's big, Wesley. It's a big deal. See Mullins have to make that pass again. We saw how aggressive they were last time.
And as you mentioned, the history between the two, I don't think there's just that history. I don't think there's truly any bad blood between them. But we saw how it went during the green flag whenever that 60 felt like it was getting held up. Might see it again. But at the same time, Mullins, we know he takes a while to get into a rhythm. He lets the car come to him instead of trying to push it from the moment of the green flag dropping.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not bad blood, Wesley, but there's a little bit when you get wrecked like that at Auto Club and stuff like that. Sometimes you can put it away, but it's still kind of fresh, you know. It's still it still stings at you when you're in the lead and you get wrecked like that. And they might not be bad blood, but they're still... They'll think about it when they race next to each other. I think that's what you saw there on that green flag run. Just a little bit of... I remember what you did to me, and that's how I'm going to race you from now on. Not cut you a break. And is the pace lights off there? I think so. Wave around trucks get wave around. I think there's 19 cars on the lead lap of the field. And Scott Healy, Mullins, Phillips, Johnston, Holloman, Dow, Lark, Noah Walters 8th, Westwood, and Barker. The top 10 on lap 76, coming to 77. Into the restart zone. Single file. And more green flag racing yet again. Scott Healy with a good launch to the restart zone. Jago Phillips right on the back bumper of Mullins. They keep it orderly. Dow up to 6th, car on the wall.
Think that might have been the 14. Just a little bit of a scrape, but no harm, no foul.
The Darlington stripe added to the books.
Whoa, moment in the back of the pack as well. But everybody kept it straight.
They keep it straight. No caution flag. We're still green. Mullins and Healy 1 and 2. Mullins closing back again on Scott Healy. I don't think Mullins wants Scott to lead at all tonight. Jaco Phillips getting kind of backed up here to Johnson and Holloman. The laps led. Holloman has the bulk of it. Pro with double-digit laps led as well. Make that 12 now for Scott Healy in the 64 camp. And you could also be like, maybe Holloman takes care of the tires a bit more, or one of these guys in the top 5, or even back there in the 04 Lark, right? They just take care of their tires, and we have a green flag run to the finish. These guys should all burn their stuff up fighting for the race lead, Wesley.
Yeah, take care of the tires. Maybe make a little bit of adjustments to give you a little bit more of a long run set truck. And wait, just pull a Mullins game. Just let everybody use it up, and then as soon as their tires fall off, yours are still good to go in the closing stages. Go around them.
And they're good to go in the closing stages is a lot here at Darlington. You just drive so much quicker when the cars in front of you have shut off like they do here at Darlington. Lady in Black is unforgiving to poor tire management, and Scott Healy's going to have to hold off Mullins, who's better on the long run, for another 30 laps. Yeah, 30 laps to go. Pretty orderly, though. Top 5 again, right next to each other. And a big gap, about 1.5 seconds back to Tommy Lark. Another second back to Daniel Dow behind him, as I think I see a car way down the apron back there. Yeah, that's Jacob Barker, I think who it was, who's in the top 10. Noah Walters going to get back to the inside as he got into the fence there a little bit. Got his Darlington stripe, and he gets another one off of 4. Noah gave him a lot of room entering 1 there. Oh, he clears up to the 5.
Oh, that's tight.
Oh,
Barker
had to lift there.
Back him a little bit.
He had to lift a little bit there. There's Drew Prohl, who's a lap down. Didn't take the wave around. Running at 20th. First car on the lead, or first car 1 lap down, so he will get the wave around if we get a yellow, or excuse me, a free pass. Lucky dog, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, don't go 3 wide, guys. Snyder lost out there on the pit cycle. He must have had a mistake on pit road. He is deep in the field. Same with Tyler Cheney. As he gets to the inside, Heath does, of Jacob Barker. Barker into the wall off at 2. Here comes Hunter Hughes to the inside. Robert Lewis right behind him. Behind Robert Lewis is Tyler Rouse.
That's old teammates right there, Barker, Lewis, and Hughes. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're probably cutting jokes throughout the race like they typically do. But even then, it's don't dump your teammate.
Yeah, the one guy you don't want to wreck the most is the teammate. It is not a good feeling. I've done it before. Not a good feeling, Wesley. You feel really bad. Unless up front, we are still right on top of each other. The top 5, 1 second separating them all further 2.7 back to Lark, and then a big 5-second gap to Daniel Dow. But these guys are not, I think any of the top 3 trucks could win this race, and if they get racing real hard, Wesley, don't look out for Holloman and Johnston. Because I think these 3 are about to have a big, colossal fight for the race lead here in about a few laps when everyone converges on tires. And some long run trucks start to run down the trucks that aren't as good on the long run. Healy just holding a 0.3 of a second lead. Jaco Phillips though on the back bumper of Mullins. Starting to close up. We're about half a lane higher in 3 and 4. He's going to diamond it off the corner to have a straight exit. 0.5 between the top 3. Mullins, oh, it's so insane how close they get to the wall in 1 and 2. Got Healy though continuing to lead this race in the 64 camp. Kind of enter the calm portion before the storm, Wesley, when we get to really get going and go for the race win here.
Yeah, within 20 laps to go, I say that's when the cut is, hey, there's no longer give, it's all going to be taken. Then whenever you're in 10 laps to go, it's, hey, is this gonna work? Can I make this move stick?
We'll find out on the fly. Whoa, Barker, he found out on the fly. That's loose off of 2. Another big slide from the 5. He's all over the place right now. Truck not to his liking. Got Hughes and Rouse all up around him. Big run off of 4 there for Hunter Hughes. Good recovery for Hunter Hughes. He's been involved in a lot of stuff tonight. I talked about that 50 truck, Wesley. He's had a really good run tonight. Noah Walters in the top 10. He's been solid all night.
He has, and he's been rather quiet with it as well, which means he's not really making anything advantageous. He's staying out of trouble as well. It's just good, clean racing. Take care of the truck, and the truck will reward you.
That's those kind of nights you need. Quiet nights to get good runs here. It's not been so quiet up front and behind him, but it's just kind of had his head down. He has Tyler Cheney. Oh, Cheney in the wall hard off of 2. Scuffed it pretty good. Cheney's kind of backed up to 9th. Snyder now looking to the outside of Noah Walters in 3 and 4. He'll get there and he'll get a pretty easy run off of 4. Most likely Noah will lift and let him have that. Yes, he does. Sometimes it's better to do that than go side by side. So we have 20 laps to go. We're entering that point where it's time to go, kind of. But we still have enough racing where tires matter. Pretty decent long green flag run. Over 30 laps here since the restart if we go green to the end. Ooh, trucking the wall there off of 2. Or excuse me, 4. And here's the battle. Mullen starting to close in again on Scott Healy. We're about to see fireworks here, Wesley.
Yeah, and we're at that within that 20 laps to go, so it's going to be a little bit more take. We've already seen the 60 give the 64 the bumper. If he can get right up behind him, is he going to do it again? And there's also a way to give somebody the bumper and pass without absolutely dumping them. It's known as the bump and run, and there's a fine line of how to do it and do it correctly, and then just wrecking the person in front of you.
I love a good executed bump and run. There's nothing better than a good bump and run. It's clean, it's fun, it's exciting for everyone aside from the guy getting bumped. But he can give it right back if he's right there on the bumper in the next corner. So you gotta get away as quick as you can. And here's Scott Healy. He's not getting away. Johnson to the inside of Phillips. That's for 3rd back there. But Mullen's right there. He's stalking his prey of Scott Healy. See, Scott runs a little bit higher line throughout the corner in 1 and 2. Mullins comes down the hill early, and Johnson does clear for 3rd. He had a really good middle run truck last time. This might play into the 66 truck's favor big time. Especially if these two start racing really hard and start making contact. Also, if you put that pressure on Scott Healy. He could overdrive the car just a little bit. Not make a mistake per se, but just overdrive the tires.
That's what you kind of want to do with putting somebody. Whoa, massive slide from the 77 of Phillips.
And he's going to lose a lot of ground to the 66, who's actually tracking down the race leader. Caught about a 10th, now about 2/10 into this last lap. Johnston's really fast here. He's a dark horse here. He's coming on strong throughout this race, and he's gotten better and better. And closing in on 16 laps to go, he's running down the 2 race leaders. And Mullins looking inside off of 2. Does he take it? He has a run. He goes to the outside. Scott Healy blocks the bottom. Within 20 to go. He can make clean blocks now. Mullins, big diamond off the corner. Gets a straight drive off. Good drive off, too. He's going to get the draft down the front straightaway. Only 10th separating the race leader from second. All this while Garrett Johnston's running him down. As he packs.
You got to be careful as well. If they battle too much at 66, he's going to come out of nowhere. He's going to say, "Good day, gentlemen. I'll take this."
Oh, he's coming anyways. That 66 is on rails. He is fast, fast, fast. He's been a couple tenths faster the last few laps. Oh, Mullins to the wall. Mullins in the wall, and here comes Johnston. If he clears him entering 1 or off of 2, that 66 is coming for the win. He's not clear, though. He's still side by side with James Mullins. Going to run him tight up the road. Johnston's like, come on, man. I want to go race down the Healy 64 truck. All our 60s in the top 3. And Mullins is
those two still side by side, and it's going to lose them time after time.
Oh, contact!
Oh, contact on 4.
Around. Saves it.
He saved it.
What a race right now we have, and Johnston's race is just unraveling here. Oh, he could taste it. He knew he had to go, and now Mullins has an even bigger. That's a big second gap. And some hard racing with Johnston there. It's going to be hard to reel that in 11 laps. Here's Connor Fuge, a lap down again with the damaged race truck. The Drew Prohl is not the free pass yet again, so caution comes out. Prohl will not get the free pass. Now, Wesley, can Mullins run down Scott Healy? Well, he's already cut off a 10th.
And I don't think Mullins, he's not saving like we typically see him anymore. He's going full gas, go and get that 64 truck. You saw him, he was wiggling off of 4.
And there is some traffic. There's some traffic up here, so don't count out that. Scott Healy's going to have the traffic pull to the left side of the racetrack. Well, out of his way. We're down to 7:10. Oh, he's going to get there, Wesley. I think he'll get there as long as he doesn't make any mistakes and he keeps his pace up.
He can get there, but then that 64, he's going to make it as wide as possible. And look at all those trucks sideways off the corner exit.
Yeah, Johnston's really hurt the tires now after that big slide. He's gaining on the leaders, but he's just not going to have enough time. 0.6 of a second, 9 laps to go. That was a big lap for Mullins.
Yeah, a whole 0.2 faster that lap around, a 31.31 to a 31.11.
That's a big amount faster. I'm pretty even in 1 and 2 that time. A little quicker from Mullins. So he is in 3 and 4. This is where the truck really comes in with handling. Whoa, he just drives. He can drive it in way deeper. And he doesn't lose too much off of in the middle of the corner or off exit. Only about a 10th that time. That's enough though. He has plenty of time. And he's just so much better in 1 and 2. A 10th that time in 1 and 2. There's also going to be some dirty air from I think that's Jared Hayes up the road. I think that's Jared Hayes, yeah. So that's going to be a bit more dirty air. Down to 0.3 in 3 and 4. 7 laps to go. Mullins into the fence.
That's going to lose him some time, but like you said, he's a lot better through 1 and 2 than the 64. 69's put it right in the middle of the track, and he's going to catch him off a 2.
Worst spot on the track to catch a lap car. Mullins loves it, though. He's right back there. Healy drives it off into the corner. Mullins did not oversend the corner. He stayed disciplined. And he'll get that drive off. Separated by just 1/10 of a second. Johnson sideways again off 4. 7 laps to go. Or excuse me, 6 to go. Mullins going to try to work under the 64 off of 2. He's not got anything there. He's got patience. He's got plenty of time, Wesley. He's got plenty of time to make this move. Whenever caution comes out, that completely changes everything. I don't think anyone really wants to see that. Slipping and sliding, 5 to go. You got to take him now, though, if you have the chance. And here comes Mullins right to the back bumper in 1 and 2. He's so much better in 1 and 2. Good drive off. Oh, he had to lift, though.
Had to lift and a little wiggle. Hayes way back there, a lot into the wall. I think he's going to pull it down to the apron.
Yeah, he got in the wall a ton there. James Staples on pit, going down pit road now. Coming back to 4 laps to go. Through 1 and 2 for the 4th, the final time tonight. We'll do it 3 more times. Mullins that time a much better 1 and 2, but loose off of 2. He's got to go, though, Wesley. You can't just let him have the lead here and wait to the last lap. He's got to go now.
He does, and you can see it. He's pushing every single corner he can.
Oh, that's a good run. That's a great corner. Oh, he's really close. Close he's been. Contact.
Oh, right on the rear bumper through 1 and 2.
Bounced off the wall. The bumper runs a little better in 3 and 4 than 1 and 2. Excuse me, can James Mullins have that diamond corner again in 3 and 4? He's going to try to. He gets a better drive off.
A little bit of scrape of the wall.
Yeah, good drive off, though. That's all that matters. Battle for third back there is intense as much as it is up here for the lead. But it's all up front. Mullins trying to track down Healy. Good drive off, too, here for Mullins. Really good drive off, too. Healy got loose.
Sideways.
Oh, they're wrecking back there.
Off of 2.
And there's contact, Healy and Mullins. Oh, Healy hit the wall hard. Yeah, but Healy hit the wall hard there. Mullins put him in the fence. Oh, this Mullins is slow. What happened to James Mullins?
Mullins got turned by the 64 through 3 and 4 with the caution out.
Oh, my God. What is unraveling? Okay, so this was the battle. We saw this. They were going at it. Yeah, and the 77, he's not giving room all night. It finally bites him. I mean, he's there. There is clear as day. And then, I mean, Healy did get put in the wall. Oh, wow, that's heavy. Yeah, that's bad.
That's a full dump.
That's bad. That's DQ. Park them. Park them both. Park them both. That's bad. I'll give it to Scott Healy, though. He does get just sent into 3 and 4 when the caution's already out, into the wall. If you look at it, like, he gets sent into the wall, entering 3, and he's on the pace truck, showing his displeasure. And for some reason, guys are staying out. I don't know why. Especially we have a double file restart here, Wesley. Everyone is down pit road, but only a few trucks stay out. I would be shocked.
Allman, Dow,
Scott Healy.
They're gonna get ran over.
Scott Healy should be blacked right now. I don't like that he's still in the lead. If he's not. Yeah, that's what he called payback, huh? Well, they both traded shots at each other, and I guess Scott had enough of it. They should both be parked. I mean, Mullins started it, got into him once, and then he got into him when the caution was already out, and then Scott finished it, I guess. But I think that just needs to be parked for both of them, Wesley. I think that's enough of that for tonight. And I just don't understand the call to not pit there, though. I don't get that. And Jaco Phillips somehow is going to come out with the freshest tires Oh gosh, Wesley. Is this the most controversial call?
I'm sorry, but I'm going back through it. So the incident at 3 and 4 where Mullins and Healy originally got into it. Mullins was already making a move to the inside going into 3 and 4, and then the caution flew out in the middle of that move, so he was already carrying speed.
Yeah,
he was going to move the 64 regardlessly.
Yeah,
and the caution just flew out at a very bad time.
Yeah, either way, I mean, he still puts him in the wall, and Scott's going to be pissed about that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We should bark him. I don't know why Scott Healy's still in the race lead, though. I mean, that's worse, though. Right, we're hooking the guy under yellow and wrecking him. That should be... We shouldn't have him race lead. He shouldn't be up front right now affecting everyone else's race. This should be an EOL. In my opinion. I don't see how you can see that's not on purpose. But I think we're going to go green here, Wesley. I think the pace lights are off on the truck, so all that controversy under yellow, all that talking, and Scott Healy's still the race leader. We're not going 2x2 either. So we're not going to have double file restarts. Blair Holloman might be in the spot to win if the tires don't get there, because Scott Healy's got a wrecked truck. Green flag is out at Darlington.
It's going to be really hard for those tires not to get there. You already see Johnston. He's looking up the inside of Dow as soon as they got across the start finish. But he's going to have to wait for the exit of 2.
You get by Dow. That's plenty of time, though. Whoa, down the wall hard.
Off a 2.
And they're going to race for the race lead. That's perfect for the 66. 3 wide off with 4.
3 wide below the hash. Whoa, hold on to it.
Contact. Johnston around, hard to the wall. Oh my gosh.
They took the white.
White flag is out. Healy hard to the fence. Here comes Heath Snyder to the bottom. Snyder slides to the bottom of the racetrack. Holloman to the fence. Lark on the back bumper.
Everybody's wrecking.
Around. Who gets the win? Larkin Snyder through 3 and 4. Snyder wrapping the middle, Lark on the bottom. But it's all Heath Snyder. Back to back. Well, not back to back, but wins this race at Darlington. I don't know what just happened, Wesley. My mind is scrambled.
I'm not sure what happened, and I was watching it all.
What in the world did we just see? Oh my gosh. That was Johnston's race off of 4. And it went...
Where Johnston put it, it was going to be really hard for that to stick. I mean, he's down on the apron. There's no banking to help turn the car. And if you're on throttle, there's grip down there, yes, but it's going to be so...
Let's take a look at it.
There's so many marbles down there as well.
Yeah, so he saves it. Yeah, he just gets hip checked. That's what happened, yeah. So, I mean, he was there still.
And then off of 2, there's a moment as well. Oh, Healy just got sent by the 32, I think.
Oh, no. Healy shut the door. And then he gets sent. They wreck again. Tyler Chaney involved. Noah Walters, P3. Great run for him. He did exactly what we were saying he did all. Oh, my gosh. Well, what a terrible finish.
Oh, my Lord.
Race Control's going to have it tonight.
And Zozak might need some help. There might be a lot more admins in that call after the race.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, rough start to the race. Good winner. Oh, Scott Healy's parked in the front straightaway. Well, Heath Snyder wins. Not back-to-back because he did not win last week. But he has 2 of the last 3 races we've run. He has won. So Heath Snyder turning a corner on this season. And a lot of the good top 2 guys in points did wreck tonight. Mullins late with that contact. And Holloman as well off of 2. So good points tonight for Heath Snyder. But nonetheless, we're going to go to a quick commercial break after the calamity on the final lap and the final restart here. Catch you back after the break.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. Back to Darlington Raceway after the checkered flag has fallen. We're going to take a look at the unofficial results here at Darlington for tonight's race. Obviously unofficial. A lot. Race Control is going to have a work day tonight and or the coming few days. But Heath Snyder does take the race win. I think that will stand. Heath did a pretty good job being pretty quiet tonight, but coming home with a race win. Tommy Lark P2. He could have sent it and made it even worse. With some more contact, he raced Heath clean for the win. Noah Walters, quiet night all night. Did exactly what he needed to do. Comes home third. Cheney fourth. Robert Lewis fifth. Gardner sixth. Mullins seventh somehow. Rouse eighth. Prohl ninth. And Westwood in 10th. Looking back here outside the top 10. Running in 11th. Art Nicotera 11th. Daniel Dowen 12th. Hunter Hughes 13th. Dakota Ramsdell 14th. Barker 15th. Holloman in 16th. Healy 17th. So a lot happened there with Healy and Mullins. Excuse me. Jaco Phillips in 18th. Garrett Johnson, who, man, what could have been for Garrett Johnson tonight? 19th. Jordan Sailors comes home in 20th, running out the top 20.
Sorry, I have a cat sitting on my keyboard. Sean Block, he's going to come home 21st. Connor Fuge in 22nd. Andrew Nagy in 23rd. Jared Hayes 24th. 25th is going to be James Staples. JP Jones 26th. Christopher Fuge 27th. Lilith Peters in 28th. Kristen Strader going to be 29th. Joseph DuPont in 30th. Then finally 31st and 32nd.
And that
is going to be Michael Madden and Jeremy Clapper Newell.
And that is our finishing order for tonight's race. Well, unofficial, Wesley. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of things changing in the coming days, but that is the unofficial race results. Let's go ahead and get our P3 finisher tonight, though, Wesley, up into the booth. Noah Walters. Noah, my man, do you get a copy? Can you hear me, Noah?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, Noah, my man, talk me through the chaos of a race this was tonight from start to finish. But from you, it seems you had a very solid truck tonight, a top 10 truck, but you kept your truck clean. You didn't make any contact, it seems, at all. Did you even hit a Darlington stripe tonight? You just did a really good job executing.
Yeah, earlier in the race, I got caught up in a wreck, had I think 24 seconds of damage, and then later on in that last run, I started getting a little bit loose coming off the turn. I tapped the wall, and I had a minute of damage when I come in the pit that last go around.
Well, nonetheless,
but I said, send it, man. It's Darlington. Anything can happen, and then you see what happened.
Yeah, the finish, the seas parted, and you came home P3. I mean, you ran top 10, top 15 all night, and you had a really good truck, and you were quietly good all night. You didn't make contact with anyone of any big notice, right? You raced everyone clean, and you get rewarded with that with a P3 finish tonight, my man. But yeah, how did it see from your seat in the driver's seat the kind of chaos we saw tonight?
I come around 1 and 2, and I noticed that car took that truck took a dive, and I was like, "Oof, he's fixing to come up and get loose," and he sure did. He took out. I seen him dart down towards the wall, and then there was the first one, and then we come around 1 and 2, and then I seen one hit the wall, and then next thing you know, it just chaos. I just trying to find a lane to drive through.
Well, you did find that lane, Noah, and you had a really good run from start to finish, like I said. I mean, you just ran a really solid race. So I know we didn't have a lot of green flag runs tonight. We had some, but we had a lot of yellows too for about half this race. But was your truck more of a short run truck tonight, Noah, or was it more of like you wanted the long runs to happen, or were you happy with kind of the short run nature this race was going?
I was prepared for either both, especially practicing this week during the ranked races all the way through. I did end up winning one race this weekend, and it was off a long run race, and it was a pretty good margin. So I was practicing either way. It could have went short, could have went long. I thought it was going to go long, but then the caution come out and we went short. So I had to mentally get myself in that mindset that this is a short run, so you're going to have to change some stuff up.
Well, you changed stuff up the right way. You made it through the melee, my man, and come home P3 tonight with a really good run and a good point stay from yourself in that 50 camp. Before I let you go, Noah, sponsors, shout outs, family, and all that before I let you go.
Shout out to all my guys that follow me, and especially my wife that checked in here every now and then, see how I was doing. I really appreciate her.
Well, no, I hope you have a great rest of your evening, my man, and I hope you enjoy your P3 finish.
Thank you.
No problem, my man. You have a good night.
You too.
As P3 finish, everyone. Noah Walters. Wesley, if you want to take Tommy Lark here for P2. He might be wrestling with his cat. Yeah, he might be.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm good to go.
You're all good.
I had to kick him out the road, but yeah, I'll go ahead with it. Tommy, is Wesley engaged up in the booth? You got a copy? Tommy, can you hear us, my man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, came home second today after a chaotic start to the race and then a chaotic finish as well. Wrecks all over the place. How did you manage to just avoid it throughout the whole night?
I tell you what, man, I got 2x that race, and it was on the very first lap of the race. It was crazy. Just seeing all that craziness went on, I can't believe I only got a 2x. But it was some carnage early, and then we had a couple good long runs, and then carnage late. That was crazy late. It was nuts.
It was nuts indeed. I think everybody's wondering exactly what we just witnessed at the end. But those couple of long runs, we saw the cars that had the long run speed, and you were able to put up a good amount of fighting as well.
Yeah. My truck was pretty decent on the long run, thanks to Mullins and Heath. They helped me out a lot, man. Teammates. So and Jake. It was a good long run setup. Just had to save a little bit in the beginning, and I couldn't keep up with them top 4 or 5. I figured I was just going to end up 6th, and then had that late caution, and it just kind of fell. Second place kind of fell in my lap right there at the end.
Fall in your lap or not, I think that 2X kind of shows that it's not about exactly having the fastest truck. It was more about keeping the truck clean more than anything.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
So I just want to say, before the race even started, I always want to know people's strategies coming into it, how they looked at doing pit stops, if there was going to be a 2 or a 3 stop. We saw maybe 40 or so laps you could go, so you could make it on 2. Were you thinking about doing 3 instead if it came to it, just for the fresher set of tires all the way around?
Well, if you noticed the very first caution, I don't know if it was the first one or the second one that that we had them there quick. I went in and topped off. So once I did that, if it went green, I was going to try to go on 2. Just that stop there and see if I could make it on fuel. That was my plan, but I didn't figure it was going to go green. It's hard to go green that long at Darlington, man.
It's the truck. That track is extremely tricky. Different turns 1 and 2 from 3 and 4. You got the bump off of 2. It's always slick and there's very little grip. But you managed to tame it as well as you could, keep the car clean, got second. Anybody you want to shout out, sponsors, family, friends, before we let you go for the night?
Man, I'd like to thank my teammates, Mullins and Heath and Jake, man. All the help they give me. First laps I turned on the setup was right in here in practice when I got in about 10 minutes before the race. So it was jam up, man. But thanks to them guys, thanks to you guys for what you do, man. I enjoyed the league, man. Looking forward to next week.
We're looking forward to seeing you next week as well, possibly up here again. Have a great night with yourself, Tommy.
Take care, man. Thank you guys.
Second place, Tommy. Yeah. And he, man. 2x throughout the whole race. That is very impressive with what we saw.
Might be the only human being who has that. But let's get Heath Snyder. I mean, Heath Snyder up here in the booth. Heath, my man, you got a copy? Can you hear me, Heath?
Yes, I can.
Well, Heath, it was a crazy race tonight, but you weathered the storm, the early cautions, the long green flag runs in the middle, some strategy, and the absolute chaos that was the final restart. But you come home with the checkered flag. Talk me through the chaotic race win you just had for yourself.
I'm still playing it back. I did not expect to go from, I think I was 7th to 1st, but I knew with the, first 3 or 4 people who stayed out on those old tires, and then Jake took 2, so I knew that was going to be an issue as well. So I knew it was going to be chaotic, but I definitely did not expect to end up passing the finish line first, for sure.
Well, I mean, you had a pretty good truck tonight. It looked like you had a 5th or 6th place truck tonight. I mean, you had a really good long run truck. I saw you working to the front, and we did have the long green flag run.
Flying long run. Like, if I was able to be up front, I think there was a chance I could have checked out. My truck was so good long run. I was not tight. I was not loose. I was flying.
You looked good. I mean, I saw you back there in that 5th or 6th range. You were running leaders down fast, even when they were pretty good. But man, if you're right, if you had track position at any point tonight, when we had those green flag runs, you probably would have gapped them by a good margin. But
speeding penalty didn't help me either.
Oh, speeding penalty! I didn't know that. Was that
how I lost all my track position?
Yeah, was that on the second to last yellow there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured, because I was like, something happened to Heath, because he's a little bit more buried than I remember him being.
Yep. I looked up my speedometer. I was going 47. I was like, well, oops.
See, when I go 47, I just slam on the brakes. That's what I do.
It's too late.
Oh, that's a shame. But I mean, nonetheless, I mean, maybe it was a blessing, because then the chaos erupted up front. We saw the caution that come out late with Jake. Jake had that spin off of 2 with the 66. They made contact, kind of ran out of real estate, and then Scott Healy and Mullins had their run in up front, and you had just an electric final restart, Heath. And I told you, man, I just got to keep talking about you, and like the luck's turning around, and it has. Like, I don't think there's more of an example like this, Heath.
I mean, I'll keep the momentum going while I can. I know the next races at Dega and super speedways are what I'm known for. So as long as I don't get caught up in some chaos there, it should be another good finish.
Without doubt, Heath. I mean, you're good at everywhere, I think. But I mean, if the super speedways are your play plan, and we'll be sure to look at you there. Come next time by. If Wesley, if you got further more to add, Heath here tonight on his victory off of a topsy-turvy race.
really don't. I mean, Heath, one thing we always talk about with you is your constant bad luck that you have. But it seems like instead of having the bad luck today, you got lucky. You managed to able to dodge almost every single wreck that happened in front of you. Brought it home for the win. And did you think you might have used it all up right there? Got the lucky clover in effect?
Yeah, we might have to go looking for another 4-leaf clover because there were multiple code browns in this race, and we made it through somehow.
Made it through. Well, you did, and asked the same thing with Lark before this even started. Did you have any set of plan going into it, pit stop strategy and such?
To be honest, I felt like this race would probably be a caution fest. With the new aero package, it makes the entries here were already difficult, but with the new aero package and taking away the downforce, it definitely makes it more difficult. But yeah, I definitely didn't really have a strategy, so to say, but Mullins built a crazy setup for this race, and I did a small adjustment during practice to help, suit my driving style a little bit more, and it woke the thing up for me. So gotta appreciate him for the piece that he put together.
Oh man, it sounds like you basically said, I'll just go with the flow, and go with the flow led you to the win. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, just the guys back at Harpoon. I appreciate everything that they do and the building that they work on. This is really the only opportunity I get to race during the week. I'm working most of the rest of the week and don't really get the chance to. So the fact that I can, show up and be fast and pull out some wins every once in a while, their work is greatly appreciated.
Well, Heath, we appreciate you being up here. Oh, I'm sorry, Wesley.
I was about to say, we appreciate that. It's always fun talking with you whenever we get the chance, and hopefully we can see you up here a bit more.
Hopefully so, and always got to appreciate you guys for putting on great broadcasts.
Well, we appreciate that too, Heath. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your night, my man. I hope to see you up here at Dega. Come next week, or come next time out.
Hopefully so. Well, you guys have a good night.
You as well. Well, Wesley, after a topsy-turvy race tonight, that was Heath Snyder, and I mean, he did exactly the 4-leaf clover might be out. You might have actually been right on that part. The luck is now back to sour. He used it all in this race. That's why the luck's been so sour. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun race when we had green flag running, some chaos. But we'll go to Talladega, which is a place not known for chaos at all.
Oh no, nothing bad ever happens at Dega.
no, it's a very clean, a very calm racetrack actually. Usually not a lot of yellows. So, I mean, but everyone out here who's tuning in, you don't want to miss Dega when we come out here in the SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Truck Series. We put on a show every week, and when we get super speedway racing, well, these boys get wild up here. So I hope to see everyone who tuned in tonight tune in. Come Talladega in a few weeks time or a week time, March 29th. So yeah, next week.
And with how aggressive these guys are, I wouldn't be surprised seeing 3 wide at moments at Talladega. It's even known for that, and especially after tonight, possibly the big one's going to come out to play a couple times.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my for some reason my mic just went mute for no reason. But yeah, tune in next week at Talladega. Like and subscribe to the channel to help out Kobe and all the great stuff he does behind the scenes. He does an amazing job behind the scenes of all of us up here in the booth talking, but he does all the stuff, that you see on the screen and all the camera work. So thank you to SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Truck Series tonight, putting on a good show tonight. We'll catch you all on the flip side come next week. Thank you.